All right, hopefully. I changed the title, but it's got the same description, so I'm hoping that it still comes through. Maybe, Mike?
Looks like we're still good.
All right, show solid on this side. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. It's great to get back to the classic opening. Last couple shows, I've really screwed it up. Yeah, we can turn off the air conditioner now. Sorry, folks, we are a little late this evening.
Dog egg room.
Yeah, we had pet difficulties. Actually, we had child difficulties is what we had, which caused pet difficulties. See, normally, my wife makes all the dog appointments on Mondays because she doesn't have any children on Mondays to take care of. Because my youngest stepson is off on Mondays because he has the children or that she watches during the week. Well, He's in training all this week and didn't bother to tell us until last Thursday.
Ain't that just like a kid?
It is. It's just like an irresponsible kid with kids. So, you know, she had already made an appointment like 2 weeks ago for a dog to go in for their senior wellness. Yes, all my dogs are seniors now. I wish I could sign them up for AARP. Maybe they could get some discounts at the vet's office. You know, and so I had to take off work early so that I could get the dog to a 5 o'clock appointment so that then they could run 20 minutes late so that then I could, you know, get back here sometime anywhere close to 6 o'clock Central Time. And we're trying something new with Mike tonight because why not compound the problems? So, yes, Mike is on a totally different system for bringing in his video this week, and we're going to see how it works. And if it works out, we'll use it. We'll keep using it in the future. Who knows? It may completely screw up, and then we're just I don't know what we're going to do if that happens.
We were just going to have to get the budget for me to fly out there.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to establish a point-to-point fiber line, I think, between your place and ours.
Okay.
That's what the big budget studios do, isn't it?
Sure, something like that.
Yeah.
Or a direct VPN link.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll come up with something. Oh, but it has been it was a crazy weekend for me and a insane week prior to that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm beat. I was happy to go back to work today.
It's been an interesting several days of work.
Yeah, because you were on vacay.
I was on vacation for 3 days.
Yep.
Which was good. It was hot. I don't usually go to Orlando in September for a reason, but it was fun. And then I got back. I've been talking extensively with your neck of the woods. Yeah. That's been interesting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things going on in my neck of the woods, my day job. You know, luckily I am finally getting to work on things that I want to get to work on and trying to tell the boss, hey, listen, we bought this big piece of software. Maybe you should allocate time for me to actually work with it before we have to do our annual renewal and we have nothing to show.
That makes sense.
You know, we $40,000 for a piece of software and we're 6 months plus into it and we don't even have a demo site running on it yet, you know. Because, well, we have all these other... It's just like every other workplace, okay? You have all these other fires that you have to put out first. And the number one priority changes on a daily basis. And right now, we're getting close to election season, Mike. I don't know if it's as big of a deal in Jersey, but...
I don't even want to...
If I have to tell one more phone call that I don't participate in political surveys, because you just don't here, all right?
Yeah.
Especially if you work for the government, you don't.
Yeah.
See, they call during the day. They call on my office line, and I'm like, no, this is work, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry. I cannot speak to you on company time.
Are you still involved with the video conference room where the governor does his pronouncements?
Sometimes. Occasionally.
Yeah. So that's why Shaggy does not do any political surveys.
You know, I don't do nothing. Although, I will say, I found one of the best political ads possible. Thank God it's not for this state. It's for Arizona. Now, I sent it in today's links, and so I don't know if you guys have had a chance to take a look at it yet, but this is probably just one of the most epic political ads ever. I'm gonna bring it up here, and I'll play it on I'll play it on the big screen here.
Sorry if we have any people from Arizona who've already seen it too many times.
Yes, but this is hilarious. Mike, did you watch this?
I had heard about it. I read about it before you sent the link.
All right. So have you seen this, Colin?
No.
Oh, this is great. Evidently, this was going to be a blowout race because you've got a 4-term incumbent, okay, running against a new guy. But maybe not anymore. I don't know. Let's see. So here we go.
Isn't doing anything to help rural America.
Paul's absolutely not working for his district.
If they care about health care, they care about their children's health care, they would hold him to account. If they care about jobs, they would hold him to account.
If he actually cared about people in rural Arizona, I bet he'd be fighting for Social Security, for better access to health care. I bet he would be researching what is the most insightful water policy to help the environment of Arizona sustain itself and be successful.
And he's not listening to you, and he doesn't have your interests at heart. My name is Tim Gosar.
David Gosar.
Grace Gosar.
Joan Gosar.
Gaston Gosar.
Jennifer Gosar.
Paul Gosar is my brother.
My brother.
And I endorse Dr. Brill.
Dr. Brill wholeheartedly endorse Dr. David Brill for Congress.
I'm Dr. David Brill, and I approve this message.
Holy cow! All they needed was his mom and his dad in that advertisement.
Yeah, really.
To go, yeah, our son's a real son of a bitch. So, and what's crazy is his parents, at least his mom for sure, still alive. That's going to make Thanksgiving a little, tension filled, I think.
You're assuming that they all get together for Thanksgiving. And if they did, not anymore.
Yeah. I love that video. Now, the other big thing that's going on is new TV shows are coming out. And we had thought, Mike, that we would watch Hick Trek this week. Okay?
Yeah.
But, you and I both started. You started watching it. And what did you tell me?
I actually have a partial review.
Oh, okay.
But the long story short here, and I'm getting some messages in on that when I speak, I'm echoing back. So I don't know if that's happening or if
I
anything
think some
can be done
people
about that.
haven't made the jump yet. So I am
Haven't made the jump
to the different feed.
Oh, okay.
But I said later on that I would rather watch the director's cut of FDR American Badass with commentary than finish watching this movie Hick Trek.
It's that bad.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Now, besides that, I actually, it's rare for me, but I did actually watch the show. So I was going to have to fake not liking or liking the movie anyway. So that would have been interesting, but
yeah, it wouldn't have been as good. So
I don't know, because I remember the old Hardware Wars parody of Star Wars with the toast, I think it was an iron or something. Anyway, it is entirely possible I might have liked Hick Trek, so I would have had to fake disliking it. But no, okay,
no.
Oh, now you are echoing.
Okay, that was my bad. I clicked the button.
Okay,
but you shouldn't be echoing.
Don't click the button.
I'll also set it so that we can always hear you, even if you're not on screen.
Okay.
I had it set so that we can only hear you if you were on screen. That was bad.
Oh.
Although it made it really easy to shut you up. Just said, no mic. But I don't know. I don't know why you would be echoing back. We may have to have Colin check the feed in a little bit to see. But so we had, so we thought, well, okay, we'll only review one movie this week. But in lieu of that, there's all these new TV shows coming out. So during the second half of the show, during our movie review period, we'll be reviewing the movie, Play the Game, as well as some of the new TV shows to hit. And when I say new, it's very loose in the word new. All right. Because there's a lot of reboots, revamps, retreads, etc. Now, I think we all picked a couple of them to watch, so that we could get some, get some perspectives.
Yeah.
So I watched, just for people that will be tuning in the second hour, I watched Magnum P.I. and God Friended Me. Colin, which ones did you?
I have to get the list because I watched many.
Oh, you watched many. All right, Mike, which ones did you watch?
I watched New Amsterdam and Manifest.
Okay, and
so I guess I watched all the rest of them. Just I'm trying to get back to the list of. Let's see. So the new shows from last week were Magnum P.I. and Manifest. So I didn't watch either of those. Tuesday was FBI and New Amsterdam, which Mike and I both watched New Amsterdam. I also watched FBI. Wednesday, I watched A Million Little Things and Single Parents. Thursday, watched the new Murphy Brown. Friday, I watched The Cool Kids. Now, did anybody watch God Friended Me yesterday?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I did.
That's right. That's
yeah, I just said that. Yeah. Yeah.
By the time I got to Sunday, I had forgotten it. That's how much
I set my DVR.
Show. Oh, good.
And then 60 minutes ran long or got delayed or whatever it was. And so the DVR only recorded like the first 35 minutes of it. So then I had to watch the rest on CBS Go. So
okay. So anyway, that
one time CBS Go actually worked, was beneficial.
We watched all the new shows, so you didn't have to.
Yes. We'll tell you which ones are worthwhile coming up in the second hour. But before that, one of the big things that I did was I had a trivia night on Friday night. So most of last week was consumed with getting things ready for trivia night. Now, trivia night for me is not going out and buying packets of questions, because I got asked multiple times, where do you get your questions from after the event? And my answer is, I come up with them all on my own. I research every single one of them. I have to go out and find them, and that's what I end up doing. Is I end up finding every single one. So, and this year I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I've got a few new categories. So Mike, I will go through I'll go through the categories that I had for this year, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
All right. So, I tell people this every time. If you're going to go to a trivia night, always look and see what happened on this day, because it's a pretty safe bet that's a good category that they're going to use. So see what historical events happened on this day. And that's exactly what I did for round number 1, was on this day. Okay. The second category was inspired by who the trivia night was for. It was for Lee Elementary School. All right. For their reading program. So it was famous people. All right. So it was all people whose first, middle, or last name is Lee. That's the answer. All right. To give you it was also probably one of the easiest rounds for people, because I didn't want to make it super difficult. So Mike, which Lee made their television debut on Columbo and has been in such movies as Halloween and Freaky Friday?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes. Colin, which Lee made their directorial debut with She's Gotta Have It and also directed He Got Game and Inside Man?
I don't know.
Mike, steal a point.
Lee.
Yes. Which Lee used their Marine Corps experience acting in such movies as Fletch Lives, Toy Story, and the History Channel's show Mail Call? Mike.
Ernie.
Yeah.
Yes. Which Lee was born in San Francisco in 1940 and starred in Fists of Fury, Enter the Dragon, and The Big Boss?
Yeah, that one first.
Yes. And actually, I changed that one. This is an early version of this. I changed that particular question to which famous Lee died during the making of a 1994 movie based on a comic book due to a defective blank round.
What year did you give for that?
1994.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah, different Lee.
Brandon Lee, yes. Which Lee scored number 1 on the country charts with the songs Dust on the Bottle, Party Crowd, and Out with a Bang? David Lee Murphy.
Sure.
Which Lee Corporation was founded in 1939, was originally based in Downers Grove, Illinois, and has since been sold to the Tyson Food Company?
Sarah Lee?
Yes. Which Lee was a former criminal attorney who helped represent O.J. Simpson in the trial of the century?
Oh, what's sad is that it's there, but I can't get to it.
F. Lee Bailey.
I knew it was in the middle.
Which Lee was named the driving force behind the Ford Pinto?
Well, I don't know. If you get behind it, it can be the General Lee. Give it a good push until it blows up.
Lee Iacocca. Which Lee is one of the hosts of the 4th hour of the Today Show?
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Yes. And finally, which Lee has played a Batman villain, a U.S. Marshal, an astronaut, and an Army colonel amongst their many roles?
Tommy Lee Jones, and I'm very upset that there was no Lee Majors question in there.
I had him on the slide introducing the round.
Okay.
So that was famously famous people. Then I had a picture is worth 0 words. Here, this one actually might be kind of fun to play. So I will, I'll show my screen, and what I've done is I've taken movie posters and removed the name of the movie. Okay, so all you have to do is tell me what the movie is.
I already know the first one because I've seen
all right,
it.
So Mike, that one.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yep.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes.
Wow.
Anybody got that one?
Crap.
It's Running Scared.
Running Scared. Yeah.
How about this one?
Is that Bad World?
Nope.
Okay, then it must be one of the other 3.
It's the Gumball Rally.
Gumball Rally, okay. So it's any gumballs, so.
Mike?
The Golden Child.
Yes. How about this one?
Terminal.
Yes. This one.
Is that Training Day?
Nope.
No.
Several other people guessed that same thing. It's Safe House. That one was a kind of a gimme to everybody.
Yeah.
La La Land.
La La Land. Yep. And that one.
Was that Some Like It Hot?
Yes, it was. Very good. So, yep. So that was a picture's worth 0 words, which I felt really bad because a blind guy came into play. Then we had our geography round around the world. TV theme song, Name That Tune. Then we had Now a Word from our sponsor, advertising related trivia, which that one's kind of good. So what soda used the slogan "Obey Your Thirst" for nearly 2 decades?
Sprite?
Yes. Who was the first athlete to appear anywhere on a box of Wheaties?
Muhammad Ali.
Nope. Lou Gehrig. He was on the back. What brand of coffee used the slogan "Good to the last drop"?
Maxwell House?
Yes. What animal was featured on the first photo ever posted to Instagram?
Cat.
Dog.
There's 1 or 2.
What is the name of the Ben & Jerry's flavor that is chocolate and caramel ice creams with fudge chips and a soft caramel core?
The only way I can think of is Wavy Gravy, but I don't know if that's not correct.
Caramel Sutra Core. Look, Mom, no cavities was a slogan for what brand of toothpaste?
Crest?
Yeah, Crest. What's the name of the dog on the Cracker Jack box?
Bingo.
Yes, it is. Bingo. What game is... I gave an icon. It was for Doodle Jump. What is the name of the beverage that has replaced water almost everywhere in the movie Idiocracy?
Rondo.
Brondo. Very good.
Brondo.
What food product name? The name of the product is romance cover model Fabio, most famous for advertising.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Yes. A lot of people had a lot of fun with these. So, yep. Then we did Disney doozies. And this was a total surprise to my wife.
Colin just got a whole smug look on his face.
No,
like,
I'm just I'll look away. And then I heard Disney. I was like, okay, that's going to be fun. Doozies. I'm like, okay.
Well, because here's the thing. My wife has been begging me every time I do a trivia night. Well, why don't you do a Disney category? Why don't you do a Disney category? But I'm like, you can't do just stupid questions for Disney. You can't do like, what's the name of Minnie Mouse's cat? All right.
Victor.
Figaro. You can't do, what's the color of Snow White's dress? You can't.
Aqua.
It's blue and white. You can't do that kind of stuff because people know it. All right. If you got any woman at your table, they're going to know these. So I came up with some pretty decent questions, I thought. How long has Genie been in the lamp before Aladdin finds him?
150 years.
I would say, I don't think it was 1,000, so let's say 3,000.
It was 10,000 years.
10,000. I didn't go far enough.
What musical group were the vultures in the Jungle Book modeled after?
Beatles.
Yes. In what Disney animated feature is Earth referred to as Section 17, Area 51?
Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch, yes. What is the only Disney animated feature film that has a title character who doesn't speak?
I guess technically Wall-E.
Nope. He speaks. He says his name.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, technically, that only says his name. Oh, I know.
Okay.
Mike, have a chance.
Mike, you want to give a guess?
I'm too busy reading messages from my wife who's telling me I got to clean my camera because I'm not as sharp as you guys and I sound funny too. So, you know what, woman?
The answer is Dumbo.
Yes, yes, it is Dumbo.
Dumbo. In Beauty and the Beast, how many eggs does Gaston eat for breakfast?
It's either 2 or 3 dozen.
It's 5 dozen.
5 dozen.
He ate 4 dozen as a lad, but now that he's a man...
I was trying to sing the song in my head, and I couldn't get there.
Most of these were based on songs.
If there's numbers, I don't remember numbers.
In Mary Poppins, what animal was on the end of Mary Poppins' umbrella that spoke?
Mouse.
No, it's a bird. I just can't remember if it was...
See, and somebody said bird, and I'm like, nope, you got to be more specific.
Yeah, I think it's a parrot.
It is a parrot. In what full-length animated feature film would you find a villain named Sykes?
Sykes. That's probably one of the ones I don't like. So I'm going to guess...
It looks even worse now.
Aristocats.
It's Oliver and Company.
Same era.
What is the name of the statue featuring Mickey and Walt in front of Cinderella's castle?
Oh.
It's a very famous statue,
Yeah, it's
Mike.
a very famous statue. I'm going to say Friends.
Partners.
Partners. It is.
It's like the iconic statue in the park. What was the first Disney animated movie to receive a PG rating from the MPAA?
I'm trying to think. Fat Cauldron?
Yes, it was. Like, nobody got that one right without a mulligan. And then what Disney animated film had the line, "You don't have time to be timid, you must be bold and daring"? Mike, take a guess.
Lion King.
No.
I would remember Lion King had that line.
Bambi.
No.
Right before they run out into the meadow.
I don't know.
It's Beauty and the Beast. Lumiere says it. So, yes. So then
last time we talked about your trivia stuff, I said, I might steal some of those for my next thing. I'm not stealing this Disney one. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Here's the next one, and this one I had the most fun with. I called it Talking About My Generation. And so when I was on stage, I'm like, listen, this is talking about my generation. It's not talking about yours. No. Talking about mine. This is a totally selfish category. This is all about me. I'm like, so if you're between 35 and 50, you have a chance. But if you don't remember VHS tapes, you might as well just mark 0 now. So it was great. So like you guys will do well here.
Let's see.
What competitor format was a primary opposition to VHS?
Laserdisc.
No, Beta.
Beta.
But or there's another one too, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that's why I said primary competition.
Yeah.
What digital pet was first sold in 1996 by Bandai?
Tamagotchis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was the host of Double Dare from 86 to 93?
Mark Summers.
Yep.
That could have been you could have used the second host instead.
Yeah. What TV show followed the lives of the students and faculty at the fictional New York City High School for the Performing Arts?
Fame.
Yes. In 1987, Madonna filed for divorce from which husband?
The only husband I can remember is Guy Ritchie.
Nope.
So that's not correct.
Sean Penn.
Yes.
Ah.
Who in 1983 became the first American woman in space?
Sally Ride.
Yes. Who in 1981 became the first woman named to the Supreme Court?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
No, but I had a lot of people write that in.
No, it's the blonde before her. But I've gone
Sandra Day O'Connor.
Yes, 3 names. Still 3 names.
Yeah. Who knocked out Mike Tyson on February 11th, 1990 in a massive upset?
Is that Holyfield? I
No.
don't know what the dates are.
Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas. Holyfield got his ear bit off.
Tyson and Holyfield and Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Those are the 4 boxers' names that I know.
96 Summer Olympics were held in what U.S. city?
Atlanta?
Yes. What famous or infamous file-sharing service debuted June 1st, 1999?
Napster.
Yep. My daughter's boyfriend wrote BearShare.
No, so I was playing Trivial Pursuit last night.
Uh-huh.
Because today is my brother-in-law's birthday. And yesterday he got his gift from my parents Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, I saw that.
So playing that game consisted of, you roll the dice, you get the thing, somebody reads the question, and you go, I don't know. And then he switched to my brother-in-law, who would then answer the question. And then we go to the next person and continue.
Yeah.
We didn't bother looking at the back of the card. We just asked him.
Yeah. It was, so like I said, I had a lot of fun with that. I had a few great, and then of course we finished with Under the Covers, which I have to retire after this year. So I try to only do it 2 years in a row, then go to something else. So next year, this group hasn't heard Mr. Roboto yet. So I'll probably break out Mr. Roboto for this group, where I get a robot voice to sing the lyrics to a song. So extremely monotone voice of lyrics of a song with no backing track, and you have to say the song. Okay. It's a lot more difficult than it sounds like, because even with the lyrics, when you have no inflection and no tone whatsoever.
Do you remember Flash used to sing karaoke?
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah.
I'll have to see if I can bust out some of his work for you.
Mm-hmm. So, but we had things like, we had a kazoo cover of Who Let the Dogs Out. We had an 8-bit Nintendo cover of Rock Me Amadeus. We had a accordion trio cover of We Are Young by Fun. We had a ukulele and slide whistle of Imagine by John Lennon. That one was kind of fun to listen to. Then we had a kalimba, which I'd never heard of before. Mike, do you know what a kalimba is?
Is that that's not the thing that they from like? No, that's an ocarina.
No, it's not from Legend of Zelda. It's a kalimba is it makes it sound a lot like a music box. It's here, I'll show you a picture of one.
Yeah.
So that's it right there.
Okay, yeah.
It makes a really pretty sound. I will. So here's a taste of it real quick. If VLC will actually launch. Come on. I know you're busy, but you're not that busy. And then, while we're waiting on this, then I also did a 50s style version of Toto. Say what I mean by music box. It very much sounds like a music box. So yeah, then we had a 50 style of Toto, bluegrass cover of Van Morrison, which a lot of people had a problem with. But this is a very different version than you would think of.
We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Here the bonnie boat was won as we sailed into the mystic.
But I think that could actually play on the radio. I mean, let's see. Hit the right country station.
See, this is how, I haven't done it as much, because I just happen to have the USB drive with the playlist from the last trivia event. I have an accordion version of Despacito.
Okay.
That I used. I had a couple by Leo this time.
Yeah, I had Leo covering Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News.
I think the first one was Africa, which I think I used as the example.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yep.
Covered by him.
Yeah, my example was a piano of Queen's Don't Stop Me Now.
I have a kazoo cover of Uptown Funk.
Yep.
And I snuck Okaka in this time with Ramblin' Man.
Ooh. Now, have you... Did we listen to the chicken covers?
Oh, God, yeah. And I think I wanted to shoot myself.
Yeah. There was too much backing track on those for me to use them. So.
Oh, I used Baby Got Back from Richard Cheese.
Oh,
which is like the original cover.
But we had a lot of... I had a lot of fun. Everybody really enjoyed themselves, and so, let me see here if I can find. Let me see if I can find a section, because I did record it. That was turning in round still. Trying to find out when we actually started, because it was quite a bit of fun getting everybody going. So let's see. Hard to hear. But anyway, it was a good crowd. We ended up with 20 tables, with 10 people at a table usually. We did have one table that no-showed, otherwise we would have had 21. Raised just over $2,800 for the school. So,
nice.
You know, and that was, the money's still being counted, so we're not sure the exact number yet. But it was a good turnout. Everybody had a lot of fun. I'm going to edit some highlights together, and when I do that, I'll put them up on our Facebook page as well, so that people, or at least I'll link to them so that people can see what went on. It was a great time. So a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
I almost had a story for you about ranting about Apple tech support and how they refused to fix my watch and maybe pay $69 to fix their defective watch. But instead, I had the person who gave me a case number called me back today and said, yeah, everything's fixed, and we refunded the $69. So it wasn't much of a story, but I did find it interesting that I actually had someone assigned to, I had a direct phone number to be able to call them with.
No.
To fix my problem with their support. So
now, do you have the latest Apple Watch, or are you still using like a previous version?
This is last year's Apple Watch.
Okay.
So I do not have the ECG feature for it to tell me if my heart's okay.
Yeah.
It will tell me if my heart's beating too fast or too slow. But it won't tell me it's beating wrong.
It's a bit... I don't know if I need that many medical sensors on me all the time.
It's kind of, you know, it's nice, you know, to know that if you fall and you're by yourself, that your watch will call the...
No, it won't.
It won't. Why won't it?
It will only do that if you're over a certain age.
No.
Yes. No, according to the settings, that sensor is only enabled by default.
Well, you just turn it on.
If you're over a certain... Yeah, but, you know, most people want something out of the box that just works and does what it's supposed to do, that it was advertised to do.
Yeah, I haven't seen that because, like I said, I already have last year's.
Yeah.
So I can look at it and can tell me that my heart's beating at 80 right now.
And evidently there's some health insurance companies out there right now that are already starting to say either we will only take customers that use Fitbit type devices, or we will offer discounts for customers that use those type of devices and send their readings to us.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Now that seemed, it was bad enough when everybody wants you to put a chip into your car and then send you the data on your braking and your acceleration and your G-force and everything else for your car insurance. Now they want to do it based on your health insurance. That seems like a bad sci-fi movie to me, okay? That your worth is literally being evaluated on a regular basis. So, you know, I don't know. It still is one of those things I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it. Now, don't get me wrong. It hasn't stopped me from looking. So, you know, there are advantages, obviously, to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like when they do give you a discount, or they give you a discount for like gym memberships, because it does help the insurance company. Healthier employees mean less claims. Less claims mean lower cost. I can see the benefit.
The gym membership, I'm all about. I've been asking for that kind of discount for a while.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. And I'm normally not a conspiracy theory person where everybody wants big data. They just want to collect everything about me.
I am.
You know, but normally I know there's a database up in the sky, and, you know, I think it would be cool to get some of that data and play with it, but I also think that it's being used improperly sometimes.
I will not even give Progressive a chance to be my insurance company because that little clicker thing that plugs in.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. Allstate's got it too. Of course, they own Progressive. But, I mean, there's other insurance companies out there now that are doing the same thing because they went, oh, okay. Well, we can jack up risky drivers.
Yeah, newer cars could just do it. They don't even need a dongle.
So,
dongle.
I don't know.
No, I have one of those dongles, but that's only for my phone to connect to, not for some external company. And mostly it's like nice to be able to pull the codes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll find a tip in the Unethical Life Pro Tips subreddit that I discovered today for ways to get around those things. Like strap it to your child. Okay? They get plenty of steps in per day, you know. They got good heartbeats. You know, maybe that's a way around it.
The problem is they're going to ask, how were you taking that conference call at 9 a.m. when you were doing 2,000 steps?
Treadmill desk, my friend. Treadmill desk.
We didn't pay for that.
Well, I care about my health. I want to live long for the company so that I can serve them.
Why has your weight and cholesterol gone up since you got this treadmill desk? You're overcompensating.
I like muffins.
Why are you spending all of your time sitting? Because we can see that your height never goes above.
Yeah.
That's true.
Are you in a wheelchair?
I'm flying underneath the radar of all the cellular waves so that I don't get cancer.
That's right.
I have one of those scooters that you sit on and move the handlebars back and forth.
Oh. So, all right, so I did find this Unethical Life Pro Tips subreddit, and I have to say, some of these are genius. Some of them are going a bit too far. Some of them are bordering on fraud, okay? But some of them are good. So, like, say you have a roommate situation. Don't feel like doing the dishes, grab clean plates, wet them down, put them in the drying rack, and tell your roommate to do the other half of the dishes. All right? That's kind of genius right there. All right? Because he's never going to check. All right? But
instead of giving 2 weeks' notice, take a week off and start the new job during that time. If don't go well with the new job, just go back to the previous job.
Okay, well, this one... Need extra capacity in your Google account, buy a Chromebook, register it under your account, and then return it. Okay, that actually doesn't sound like a bad idea. Does their system not know how to handle returns? Or that you never log into that Chromebook again? I don't know.
How much storage do you get with the Chromebook?
I don't know.
I'm sure these people have researched it. But
here's a tip that explains why minibars and hotels now have sensors.
100 gigs. You get 100 gigs of storage, a free Google Drive storage with every Chromebook purchase.
It says purchase, not...
Yeah, doesn't say keeping.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
But that only lasts for 2 years, after which you'll only have the standard 15 gigs of free space. Do an image search for your car's check engine light. That's why you were late for work and why you'll need to leave early. So just do an image search and then put that on your phone in case somebody asks.
You just message that image like, I took a picture. Well, if you're fast enough, when you turn the key on, you can take that picture.
Yeah. Register for a class at a community college that issues student IDs. After obtaining said ID, drop the class to get a refund on registration. Use said ID to get student discounts for as long as the ID is current. Except for most student discounts, most student discounts, at least on software now, requires you to use the EDU email address.
Yeah, or send them a picture of your current ID.
Well, but it says you will keep the ID.
No, current. They put dates on them now.
I know, but it's still good for a year.
Then you're still a student.
Yeah. Never mind.
Okay. Any movie can be a drive-in movie if you build up enough speed.
Yep. Let's see here. Research when major museums are holding adult sleepovers for a cheap or even free alternative to usual accommodations when on vacation. Go party, then stumble in at 4 a.m. and collapse under the T-Rex. Are there adult sleepovers in museums?
Not by me.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Me either.
Tired of spending every weekend with your kids? Divorce your significant other will typically free up every second weekend. Yeah, but you'll have half as much stuff. Dress like a bum, and bums are much less likely to hassle you for change. Oh, but anyway, so yeah.
This is an interesting subreddit, but a lot of them in here are just crap.
Yeah, there is a pretty Okay, this one is just stupid. Get a $5 VR headset for your phone, drill a hole for the rear camera lens, and get a Bluetooth shutter remote. Easiest way to go around secretly photographing people without drawing attention. You can't see! Or even if you can't see, there's no depth perception, and the response time is horrible. And you can't close, like, one eye and see out of the... I have a VR headset.
No. Because if you're doing that, if it's in there, the screen is going to be showing you right in front of you. The screen's going to be showing what the camera's seeing. That's what they're saying.
I know, but because of the lens, if you're wearing it, are they talking about wearing it or just carrying it?
I'm about wearing it.
I know. If you're wearing it, you can't see either. The stereoscopic lenses won't let you see anything. Because it's going to be right up against your eyes, man.
Okay, but we're talking about the $5, the cheapo ones that you don't feel bad about ripping those lenses out.
Okay, but even if you rip those lenses out, that screen is going to be so close to your eyes, you can't see anything. You'll see the pixels themselves, but you won't see a picture.
Okay.
Mike, turn your camera on and put your thing up to your face.
I got to be the...
Because you got it out. Here, hold on. I'll do it too. I can't see you.
I can see enough to be able to navigate.
No, you can't. No, it's not that far away from your face, my friend. There.
Right here.
Yeah. Now try and get up and walk out of your room.
First of all, I can't do that with a headset. A headset attached to my...
How many lenses does your phone have? I mean, mine has 2, but they're pretty close to each other. Okay, here's what I like.
My calculator. Got it back. It's going to be a recipe for disaster here. But... There's my drink. I see the straw.
Mike's nearsighted phone challenge.
Of course, this can't be good for my eyes.
No, you are irradiating your pupils. Okay, put your phone down, Mike.
Okay, so
don't stare at the light.
So I like this. If you want free home security, remove all patriotic flags and put in flags of terrorist organizations. Then you'll have 24/7 security monitoring by all the secret agencies.
No. Don't call customer care. Make them call you first by starting a chat with them. Make sure you make them wait before actually attending their call. Okay.
Oh, this was interesting. When ordering tacos from Taco Bell, order 5 or 11 tacos instead of 6 or 12. The employees are so used to making 6 or 12 tacos, they might just give you an extra one by accident.
All right, so listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to ask you guys a question here about something.
Yes.
I sent the link that they announced the cast of Dancing with the Stars Juniors.
Yes.
I saw the trailer while I was watching one of the shows. I don't remember what. And there's a slideshow that I sent you guys. Now, in the trailer, I had to go back and notice. If you go through this, did you guys actually go through the slide deck, either one of you?
I'm looking right now. I did not go through the slide deck, but I have it in front of me now.
Okay.
We can put it up on screen.
Yeah, put it up on the screen, because there's something very interesting. All right, so Miles Brown, he's on Blackish.
Okay.
And the girl is the younger sister of Lindsay Arnold, who's one of the regular pros. Okay, everybody's smiling, right?
Yep.
Okay, they're happy they're going to be part of the cast. Ariana Greenblatt, who we may know as Little Gamora.
Oh, okay.
All right, those are the two pros. Everybody's smiling. Great. Happy.
Mm-hmm. Bristol, Palin's son, Trip.
Yeah, but
Haley Bills.
He looks awkwardly smiling, but he's smiling. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Somebody's not happy. He got put with.
I can't tell if that's the not happy or that's the I'm too cool to smile look.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you go through and you watch the trailer that they played during, it was actually during Dancing with the Stars. They played the trailer where they introduced the cast. He is the only dance partner that does not appear in the trailer. They show Honey Boo Boo, but they don't show.
There's a smile. Oh, there's a big smile. There's Happy. There's Happy.
Now, just stop for a second.
Okay.
Go back.
Back one more.
That.
Oh,
No.
That one.
This one. That is Mackenzie Ziegler,
Okay.
who was one of the competitive dancers on the team that was in Dance Moms.
Okay, why is she on? Well, then she's going to win.
Because she's a singer now.
She's going to win. I mean,
Anyway.
it's just they're going to win.
As Stevie Wonder's son.
All right, he's going to be in the finals, I would think.
That's
Scottie Pippen's daughter.
Scottie Pippen's daughter, yes.
And that is...
He is on General Hospital.
Okay.
She don't look happy now.
She's not terribly happy, but she's not the pro on this picture either. No. And she's a child chef.
Yes. She won the second season of MasterChef Junior.
So she's uncomfortable. She looked happy. And he looked really happy.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're getting into the actual cast.
You're in regular Dancing the Stars now.
I was okay. I would smile too. Mm-hmm. Yep. Boy, those people don't like clothing. Okay. John
Schneider.
Did he get out of jail?
He wasn't in jail.
It was the other Duke brother that was in jail.
Maybe.
One of them went to jail.
Nancy McKeon.
I mean, she's basically conservative with that outfit compared to everybody else. All right. Paralympian skier.
She's blind.
Oh, okay. Wow. Was it Fuller House star?
Yeah, him.
Juan D. Pablo de Pace.
He plays Kimmy Gibbler's husband.
The Gib did okay.
Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter.
All right, and now we're into celebrity photos of the week. Okay.
I just find it so hysterical how Honey Boo Boo, like, it was rumored that she was having meltdowns during rehearsals. And that the commentary on the threads about the cast announcement is just ruthless because people are saying how big Honey Boo Boo got.
Well,
okay. And I said, I'm not commenting about the weight, but did nobody else notice? Nobody told this dance pro kid to smile? I mean...
Okay, I gotta look. Okay, she's 13 years old. That is an uncomfortable age, if you're a boy. I can't imagine how uncomfortable it is for a girl. All right, that is a tough age to be.
Oh yeah,
especially, and she's got to be self-conscious about her weight. I mean, all girls that age are anyway about their looks.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's got a mom who was big and then lost a bunch of weight and got a little bit of fame for it.
The whole family big.
Yeah. So, it's just, I like you said, I'm not making fun of her because of her weight. I mean, I'm a huge fat guy, so I would not be one to do that. She's going to be uncomfortable. It's a bad position to be in. I don't know, unless it was a money grab, why they would do this to her.
Now, I didn't look this up. Well, it's not, don't forget, every one of those kids is guaranteed $15,000.
Yeah.
Just for being on the show. And then there's an incentive. Like, if you win the thing, the winner basically gets $120,000, I think, or something like that.
Every week you're on, you get X amount of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't look it up, but I wonder if there are Vegas odds on this.
Oh, I don't know. Odds. And that is a junior Dancing with the Stars.
And John Schneider was supposed to go to jail.
Okay.
For failure to pay money to his ex-wife.
Dancing with the Stars season 27 odds. What season are we on?
This is the first season of Junior. That's why I'm curious. Like, I could see there being a prop bet about which kid is going to be the first one to cry.
Yeah. I don't see any odds specifically online, but it's early for Dancing with the Stars Junior.
I think they usually do it a bit closer to when it's actually going to be on.
Yeah.
Especially because the cast could have a turnover before it starts.
Yeah, now they do have odds out for, the adult one already.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
John Schneider was 26-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he is, I want to say that Bobby Bones actually got eliminated already, but I could be
he was
wrong.
25-1, so that was pretty close.
Yeah. All right, other things for us to talk about. So, Mike, you brought up and this was kind of one of the things that got me to do Africa's Toto for my music round. Weezer put out a video for their cover of Africa.
Yeah, and had no idea that they had a special guest. I had to do a triple take one. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? Oh, shit, that's him.
Yeah, I noticed him right away, but I had saw it, you know.
Now, I actually don't know Weezer that well. So
they did Hash Pipe.
Oh,
you know. They did the song Hash Pipe, which is a blatant ripoff and parody of the Mike the 8-Man classic Brown Eye.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Weezer songs, but I don't know much about the band itself. So when they did this thing with Weird Al, did they like?
Well,
were the other band members changed as well?
Yeah, no,
only one. The lead singer is actually, I believe, in the one playing keyboards.
Right, because the drummer was like their drumming, so I was assuming he wasn't really the drummer.
So you have to understand that this whole thing came out. Weezer did a cover of Toto's Africa one night on tour.
Right.
Kind of as a little bit of as a goof, because it's not uncommon for bands to cover other bands while they're on tour, just to break up the monotony of their own songs. You know, everybody started as a cover band. Everybody's going to end as a cover band at some point, even if they're covering their own stuff. Okay? You go to a band, you don't want to listen to their newest album, all right? You want to listen to the classics that you like, okay? So, Weezer started doing Africa, and it got huge. I mean, it exploded to the point where they were on Jimmy Kimmel, and he broke, or was it Fallon or Kimmel? I can't remember. I get my Jimmys mixed up. But they were on, let's see here, Weezer Africa Live. They were on Kimmel, and they did it in front of a live audience in the middle of the street. You know, they set up a huge concert venue for it, basically. And then they had to do it on every place. And so Africa, surprise, surprise, still touring, okay? So then they said, well, wow, we're getting a huge resurgence. Their downloads went up like 300% for the song. It was ridiculous. And so they're like, well, thanks, Weezer. So then Africa started covering Hash Pipe. Toto started covering Hash Pipe. See what happens when a song gets so big that you mistake it for their name. So Toto started covering Hash Pipe.
You're one of these people that thinks that Judas Priest was just a guy in the band?
Well, he was a reverend, right?
But it's the name of the band.
So,
it's not just one guy.
Yeah.
Or Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull is not a guy. It's the band.
Yes. So, anyway, there was this huge exchange that went on, you know, and it propped both bands up, you know, and they got them some notoriety. So then there was a request for Weezer to do a video to go along with the cover. So now I'm waiting for Toto to do a parody video of Hash Pipe. You know, who knows? Maybe they will. I don't know if they have any money left for that. All right. The 80s wasn't good to most bands. All right. So, but if they do, maybe they'll get Weird Al in. Who knows?
Well, that would be cool. And it's funny, Weird Al is popping up all over my newsfeed because a couple of weeks ago I found Donny Osmond.
Oh, yeah.
Shared the behind-the-scenes first tape for White and Nerdy, where he's just dancing around like how I normally dance. Right? He's goofing around. He's dancing like a fool. That's how I dance, people. But he makes it look cool.
Yeah.
Because he's Donny freaking Osmond. Then Donny Osmond is with 2 Chainz or Young MC or some rapper guy doing a Chef Boyardee remix commercial. And so first of all, why is Donny Osmond all of a sudden popping up in my newsfeed? That's the first question, Facebook. Second question, why is Donny Osmond all of a sudden having a resurgence?
I don't know.
Was there something that I missed?
Well,
and I would also like to say that I think Weezer got the idea to cover Africa because Leo's cover of Africa was getting so many hits on YouTube. So they said, let's cover this. This is something we can do.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you know, Leo does a great job.
PTR Radio talking about it.
Yes.
Of course.
Obviously. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's great when bands do that, when they kind of reinforce each other and reinvigorate each other. Because before this, nobody was talking about Weezer or Toto. Okay,
True.
Nobody was talking about either one of these guys.
Yeah.
Although I do have to say, Weezer, the best concert I ever went to was when Weezer opened for the Foo Fighters.
That would be a good concert. That would be a good one. So let's see here. With that said, all right, we got to do a little bit more. We got to do a little bit of filling before we get to our movie
Mike,
review.
you want to talk about the addition to the?
Yeah, Mike. Big announcement come out on Facebook. I mean, huge announcement.
Yes.
At first, I thought maybe it was something different.
Nope.
I thought maybe you converted.
Nope. The foster puppy is officially a failure.
Yeah, you suck at fostering.
Yes, we do, and in fact, I think we noted that on our application, our adoption application. I knew I was screwed last week when Kim sent me a picture where she was taking a nap on the couch, and we got the puppy up there kissing Kim, and we got Daisy, who was the one that hated the puppy, right there, kissing Kim, right next to each other. Apparently, the wife just said no. Message in no. So I don't know if that means I'm not supposed to be talking about this or I got this wrong somehow. Either way, we will move on.
All right. Well, let me just talk about this real quick. I might have found your dog's doppelganger.
My dog. Okay.
Yeah. Tell me if this doesn't look similar.
Yes.
All right. That is Kyle, friend of the show. He just got that dog. He just got him like this week.
Oh, really?
His name is Austin.
Okay.
And Austin has been his buddy for all weekend. Him and Austin were hanging out, doing everything together. And one of the funniest things possible was evidently Kyle had to go to work, and so he's trying to do the right thing, put Austin in his cage, and crate train the dog. And Austin wasn't having none of it. Because by the time Kyle came home, Austin had broke out. And I'm trying to bring up the picture now, but of course Facebook doesn't want to work. Because I want to show you what this cage looked like. Because he got he got an escape artist.
Okay, so apparently that picture was sent to me earlier. So my timeline is what's screwed up.
Okay.
But yes.
So let's see here.
Tyson Mac and Cheese, Tai Chi, Pinkowitz. AKA Bubba. I'm trying to make Bubba happen. I'm told Bubba is not going to happen. I'm like, no, Bubba's going to happen.
Bubba's not happening, huh? Let's see here. I was trying. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it now. So Austin decided that he'd had enough of being in a cage. Damn it, he wasn't going to deal with it anymore. So yeah, dog is meant to be free.
Yeah, I think the last picture that I posted up might have been after the last show. I don't remember that Tyson we had to move him up to a big boy cage because he grew. And he's still in the big boy cage.
Yeah, hopefully he'll always be in that big boy cage, and you don't need a
bigger boy cage. Yeah, it sucks when you need a bigger boy cage.
Yeah, Kim's in response to the picture you just posted up. Yeah, that is your typical puppy that wants out.
Yes,
especially if it's. Now, is it just him and Austin?
Yes, it's just the two of them.
Okay, that even more so.
Yeah, but they are perfect for each other. And it is impressive to watch these two, to see pictures of these two, because here they are again. They just went to PetSmart to pick up bitches. Yeah. So I guess Austin had more luck than Kyle. But yeah, so I've got to get over there and see the pup. So
apparently Mama Blair has a house guest this week.
Yes. It's like, well, sometimes I feel like they need another dog, but then they, house sit a dog for a bit and then send them back.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
it's kind of like how Kim and I feel about kids. We'll babysit for an hour or two and then be like, yeah, dogs are better for us.
Yep.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
So we made the official announcement, and everybody's all like, oh, we told you. And I'm like, you didn't tell us nothing, okay? Let's be very clear. And I think I had mentioned when we first talked about it, he had Ehrlichia. That's what we were told, and he was on medication for that, which was a blood-borne disease. And I didn't know until this past weekend, because we had the director of the shelter over, that when they ran his blood work initially, his platelet counts were so low that they couldn't even register with the meter.
Oh.
They had to do specialized blood work, or a specialized test to try and get the counts. And the director actually told us Saturday that her and the vet didn't think that Tyson was going to make it. So for him to be as spry and running around and happy-go-lucky as he is now is actually pretty amazing. And I think that's the other reason why Kim and I were like, yeah, okay, he can't go anywhere.
Yeah. No, it sounds like you guys are, like always, you guys are a good match,
Yeah.
I told my wife, I'm like, normally they take the older dogs because those are definitely harder to get housed.
This certainly was not the plan, believe me. This was nowhere near planned. Oh,
it's never the plan. My wife started figuring out ages of our dogs, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, within the first year, within like another 4 or 5 years, we're probably going to lose 1 or 2 of them." I'm like,
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years is a long time.
Some breeds are lucky to get 4 or 5 years. It's
like Great Danes. If you get 5 or 6 years out of it, you're pretty damn lucky.
She's like, Bailey's already 13. Like, uh-huh. And I said, have you seen how many carpets we've gone through?
Yeah. Look, I hate to talk like this, but it's the circle of life, okay?
Yeah.
And when they do pass, you have the option to open your home to another dog that needs a home.
As George Carlin said, life is a series of dogs. So
it's true.
So before I forget, for next episode of PTR, I believe if I have the timing correct, we will have another comedy show.
We will have one under our belts, because I had to remind the wife. My wife, I'm sorry, I will correct that for your mother. I had to remind my wife that I was going out, that I was yet again going to be an honorary Blair, to which my daughter said, do they at least give you like a name tag, or a button or something, and maybe a patch? And I said, no, I'm an honorary Blair again Saturday night, and we're going to see Whose Line Is It Anyway live. So we're going to see we're going to see what they call the current cast of Whose Line Is It Anyway, at our local, not local college, because it's the University of Illinois here in Springfield. They'll be performing improv on the stage, which is great, and we have pretty good seats. And I was telling my wife that I'm like, well, we pretty much have a row. So it's us in the row, and your sister did the ordering. With a little bit of help from me as far as directions for discounts on tickets and early bird buys and stuff like that. And so, it should be a great time. I think the show is from like 8 to 10 on Saturday night or something like that, maybe 8 to 11. I don't remember. But, we have to figure out, okay, what time are we meeting? How are we carpooling? All that kind of stuff. Because you guys have all the tickets, and then I have to get money to you. So we have to work out all those details, but we should have another comedy show to kind of review for the next show, and it should be a really good one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wanted to go see a show this last Saturday night, but there was just no way with my schedule and everything I could. But the Portuguese Rodeo Clown Company, another improv group, was here in town performing at our local theater center. And so I wanted to see them. But next time they're in town, doing their show, I thought maybe you might want to go. I don't know if you've ever seen them before or not. So they're supposed to be really good.
Okay.
So, and then I was actually kind of on a similar but not really note. I have a buddy of mine who's a comedian who has his own podcast. Now I know, Colin, you have a comedian friend as well.
Yeah. But
I don't know if your guy does a podcast, does he?
No, I think he's just been doing stand-up.
Yeah, just stand-up. So my pal Jeremy Nunez does a weekly podcast, and he's got fairly good numbers on it. His wife is pregnant, and so he may be doing some odd recordings or missing time recordings. And so I'm going to throw the thing out there that if he ever needs a show to cover for him, or if he ever needs an ad hoc host, that we might be available to cover for him, to slide one of our episodes into his slot, or that if he needs a host, I would be available or something like that. Maybe we can get our name out that way and get a little bit more traction on the interwebs. Get a few more downloads, because we've been doing well on growth, but there's always room for more. So speaking of growth, we probably ought to get into this a little bit early, because we've got a lot of shows to cover, especially Colin, since he watched since he sat in front of the television and just watched shows. So do we want to do TV shows first and then the movie? Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Okay, so let's do TV shows first. Mike, do you want to go with yours first that you watched? Or do we want to let Colin do the main sweep?
Or do you want to do it in order of days?
We can whatever works. I mean, Colin, if you want to do a couple, since you have more than half of them, but if you want to go in order of days, we can do that.
Let's start with Monday. So you had Magnum P.I.
I had Magnum P.I.
Oh, you had Magnum P.I.
I had Magnum P.I. Okay, so I chose my shows because they were the ones I thought most likely I could get involved in, I could get interested in, and maybe I would watch. So, Magnum P.I., and I may look over to my right here because I put notes on my board. So, Magnum P.I. is a remake of the classic Tom Selleck show, Magnum P.I. of the same name. Now, they did make a few changes, and I was really concerned with these changes from the beginning, okay? First of all, Magnum is no longer a pasty white guy, all right, with a weird porn stash, okay? They dumped that idea, and they went with what I would consider probably a second-generation Mexican-American, all right? Definitely some Latino blood in there, but there's no hint of accent or really anything there, but they did go with a Latino actor. So that was a change. I'm not going to say whether it was good or bad. I thought that he did a really good job of acting. I bought into it, so good job there. They kept the main storyline the same. The origin of the character was still the same. Ex Navy SEAL who got in close with a writer who felt the need to repay him by giving him food and lodging on the island and that job as a security expert to supplement his PI income. So that was all really good. They did gender swap Higgins though, and that again that was a bit of a shock initially, but once I saw her really kick ass when two bad ex-military men tried to get her into tried to rough her up, I thought, okay, they did a good job here. All right, they really did a good. I mean, they kept it British, quintessentially British, but she is a real badass. She's not this little dainty flower. So they may have gender swapped the role, but they didn't get rid of the essence of the character. And they kept the iconic Ferrari. I mean, they kept the Robin's Nest. They kept all the same character names. I mean, they kept a lot of the things that really grounded that show and makes you go, oh, this is Magnum P.I. All right. It's just different people. In fact, from what I could read, the pilot episode was very similar to the original pilot episode. So, it's a true remake, and I'm sure that they'll probably start to diverge a little bit, but I really liked it, which is odd for me because normally I don't like it when they redo shows, but this one I thought that they did a good homage to the original. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I told the wife that I liked it, and my wife, I told her that I liked it, and so she's like, well, did you leave it on the DVR? Because I'd be interested in seeing that too. So I'm going to watch it again with her, and so it'll be good.
Cool.
All right, so Manifest. The first thing is, I was talking to some people about it, and the first thing they asked me was, is it like Lost? No, it's not like Lost. Nobody on the plane knows what happened. The interesting part is that one of the families involved with the plane, half of them went on the plane, the other half stayed behind to get travel vouchers because the flight was overbooked. So right away you have an interesting dynamic where half the family has aged 5 years, the other half has not. So there's the adjustment there. There is a supernatural twist that is happening that I think the season is going to spend some time explaining. And it revolves around why this flight and what happened to them that caused them to essentially disappear for 5 years. I was a little disappointed that it seems like there's going to be a bit of government oversight here. I guess you kind of have to expect it, but I think it's going to be a bigger storyline, conspiracy theory in the show. I'm really not looking forward to the FBI part, but the effects of the disappearance on the passengers. This is where I think the story is really going to get some ground. And you kind of get a hint about this in the first episode, because one of the passengers happened to be a police officer. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but somehow the effects of the flight appear to be assisting her in returning to being a police officer. And I'll kind of leave it at that. Honestly, I don't know if the show was good. I mean, I'm hooked for this season, but I don't know if this story is really going to be able to carry this show for more than a season, maybe two, at most. So I would say if you do have the time, watch this show. But until I find out if it gets renewed for season 2, I wouldn't invest too much in it, because I would love to see where the story goes, but I don't. This is one of those ones that I don't see lasting a long time. I really don't. Right. Well written, well acted. The characters are great, but
yeah. All right. So so Colin.
Yep. So Tuesday night we have FBI and New Amsterdam. So I'll talk about FBI. So FBI is a new series from Dick Wolf. So it's from the same guy as Law and Order, and Law and Order SVU. So this is Law and Order FBI. Now, I'll preface to say my mom did not like this show at all, because she felt, I think, there's no joy in this show. None of the characters are particularly happy. Like the Law and Order series, it tends to be a little dry, as in there's procedural, but this is very procedural, very dry. I myself liked it, because sometimes I like watching a dry procedural. Most of the time I like for watching something with more comedy, like NCIS, but, so anyway, it's an hour long. There is a bombing in New York City, and people die. It turns out to be drug related, being run by basically a Nazi, who he's trying to use drug money to fund his Nazi-ness. He has like a political group, and that's about it. Like I said, I'll probably watch more of it, but I'll probably be watching it on my own, probably on the CBS Now app. Not really watching it with anybody else. So, if you like dry procedural things, then FBI and CBS. Not much more to say about it.
All right, New Amsterdam. I had a hard time with this show. Now, there's part of me that says that NBC came out with this show because The Good Doctor is doing so well. So NBC somehow decided we need, besides Chicago Med, we're going to dip our toe in the water with another, Chicago Med, I don't watch it, but it looks like that's more of an action type setting. This is more of like an ER type vibe. And I don't really like, I'm going to share this one before it gets too far ahead, Mom Blair's comment. So the other problem thing with New Amsterdam is it's kind of based on a true story about an actual hospital. That's always touchy because now you're trying to tell a good story, but as soon as you say that, half of your viewers are going to be going online to do the research to find out about the story that this is based on. And if they don't like, if you're not true to that story, you're going to lose part of them. If you deviate too far from that story, you're going to lose part of them. If you're too true to the story, you're going to lose people. So it's a dangerous spot to be in, my opinion. Now, the main character, I don't like how the main character came in and just sweeping changes. I understand why they did it, but I feel like he tried, in the first episode, he tried to do too much too soon, and it was completely unbelievable. For example, the first morning he is there in his position, he fires an entire department. And about the only realistic thing about that is every one of the doctors was leaving and getting on their phones because they were calling their lawyers.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if people are looking for the more action in a medical, they're going to watch Chicago Med. If they're looking for more of that house type feel, they're going to watch The Good Doctor. This one is kind of in the middle, but about the only thing that I can say this show really has going for it is, and I'm going to get her name wrong, Freya she was one of the Doctor's companions. Freya Agimar, I think, or something like that. Her character seems like her arc is going to be the most interesting of all of them because she's being forced from being the public face of this hospital, trying to bring in funding back to being an actual doctor. So I think her role, her story, is going to be the one that if they develop it right, that's going to hook people. But from what I saw in the first episode, I had high hopes for this show, and I kind of feel like the only reason they're doing this is because they had a contract with the main actor because the Blacklist Redemption didn't get picked up and did so poorly. They had to give him another show.
Mm-hmm.
So
makes sense.
Yeah, I think I liked New Amsterdam better than you did, Mike. But I also tend to like this kind of storyline of the person going in and making lots of changes and changing things, which is completely unrealistic. But I enjoy that fantasy storyline. There are aspects of this particular hospital which I think could be interesting on an ongoing basis. The political standpoint, I think, has some interesting ramifications that could make this show different than the rest. And just the idea that this is more of a crossroads hospital, that could be very different than Chicago Med or Good Doctor. But I'm going to be very interested to see what happens this week. Now that we're past that first... My biggest concern is I kind of like the making sweeping changes part of the show, and I'm just afraid that they're going to completely rein that in with the preview that I saw for this week's episode. But we'll see. I think I'm more hopeful than you are.
Fair enough. The other thing too, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's very hard for me to want to pick up and watch a new show at this point because I have such a damn backlog on my DVR. Right now, I was looking at the guide and the upcoming recordings. I'm like, oh my god! Thank God we upgraded the DVR because we're running out of storage here.
I'm going to tell you something else that might slow down your DVR watching. Evidently, Ant-Man and the Wasp just came out on digital today.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's going to put like a 2.5-hour crink in your visiting, in your viewing.
Yeah.
I know it is mine.
Okay.
Oh, and a Blu-ray copy of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Oh, yeah. I'm
waiting to be impressed.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have to pay some digital credit.
Okay, so Wednesday night, I have both of these.
Yep.
First one up was Single Parents, a new half-hour sitcom on ABC. That stars Taran Killam, some other people, and Brad Garrett. Brad Garrett in this thing is basically playing a character who acts just like Elliot Gould's character from Ocean's 11.
Okay.
But they're all single parents. That's the name of the show. Yeah, basically, Brad Garrett's character married a very young woman who then had a kid and then died. So that's why he's a single parent. So all of them either have are widows, widowers, or were left, like they just disappeared on them. It grew on me. Because Taran Killam is playing a single father who does not. He's the new one, so he's the class father who's trying to get everybody to do Taco Tuesday volunteering. He follows his girl around, giving her a Post-it note necklace. He has a giant. Not Pegasus, unicorn, a giant unicorn purse thing that he was carrying around with his wallet in. It's the characters in the show are kind of weird, and I find myself in the end kind of lucky. I don't think it's a show I'm going to be looking forward to watching every week, but it might be something that in the future I might watch several of the episodes in a row just to see what happens. In some ways, Shaggy, it reminds me of the movie.
What movie?
The movie that we're
movie tonight?
later.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was just reading this. Jake Choi, who's in this show, had a conversation with the magazine Very Good Light, where Choi says that he considers himself both sexually fluid and partly gender fluid. I'm not sure I know what that means.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Let's move on. Next.
Million Little Things.
Many little things.
Million
little things.
I heard bad things about this one.
Oh, you heard bad things about this thing?
Yeah.
Well,
96%.
Whoever told you bad things about this show, they were grossly overstating how good the show is.
96% of Google users like the show.
Because this show's crap.
Okay.
Well, then Google users are wrong.
Okay, I will tell you.
It's got a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
This movie opens with a guy killing himself.
Well, this TV show.
Yes, sorry. This TV show starts with a character he has written a note explaining why he's killing himself.
Uh-huh.
He has all of his pills ready.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets delayed. Why does he get delayed killing himself? His Brita filter is out of water. So he has to wait for his Brita filter to finish filtering the water so that he can kill himself. Because we all know that you have to have freshly filtered water.
I don't want chlorine in my water that I'm going to use to swallow these pills to die.
Yes. So, yeah. So
they could have saved a hell of a lot of time. Just set the show in Flint, Michigan. He could have just drank tap water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have even had to take pills.
So, so as he's taking the pills, he gets a call from a friend of his who lets him know that a different friend of theirs has just killed himself, and he spits all the pills out.
Okie dokie.
Then you proceed, and that was Ron Livingston plays the guy who does kill himself. So then, from there, you have an entire hour-long episode of meaningless crap, and at the end, he actually tells the rest of his friends that he actually was going to kill himself. That's the only scene in the entire thing that has any worth whatsoever. Basically, this is an hour-long show of I don't know what any of it was of any use. It's a bunch of characters. I don't care about them. And if I don't care about the characters, why do I want to watch a show about them? Because there's not a single character here that I would like to have at least a single character in a show that I would like to meet and have a conversation with.
I like Ron Livingston.
No, Ron Livingston, the actor, I would love to have a conversation.
Why did he do a crappy show? I like Ron Livingston.
Well, he's barely in the show. He's the one who's dead.
Okay, good. I'm glad that he died early.
Okay, so
yeah, don't watch Million Little Things. There's a million little reasons not to watch that show.
I mean, Ron Livingston is
my mom agrees. Yeah. Thursday. Did anybody else watch Murphy Brown?
No.
Okay, I might have been one of the few people in America who did watch Murphy Brown. I thought the actual Murphy Brown and her son have competing shows. And I believe, I didn't look it up to make sure I'm right, but I believe the son is being played by the guy who played the lead character in Limitless a couple years back, which was a good show that should have been renewed. The scenes of Murphy Brown and her son were pretty good. They could make a show about that. Everything that was Murphy Brown interacting with the actors from the previous show is okay. The scenes of Murphy Brown yelling at tweets from Trump, that was fun. I like that. That was a good fun scene. But other than that, I don't know.
What's her son's name?
Clance.
Okay, well those are.
I got to see full cast there.
Yeah. Clance?
No, you're going to have to look at the current Murphy Brown.
Well, it was the current Murphy Brown.
No, because it's
at one point it said 2018 all the way up at the top. I just don't know who the hell he was. All right, well, hold on. I know who, Limitless TV show. Because if it was Limitless TV show, I'm going to be highly disappointed because I liked the guy. Was it Jake McDormand? That was Brian.
Yep.
Murphy Brown. Yeah, you're right. He's in 2 episodes so far of Murphy Brown.
Yep. So like I said, the scenes with him in it were pretty good. The rest of it was, we'll see. Oh, Hillary Clinton showed up playing a character named Hillary Clinton with 1 L.
Mm-hmm.
That was useless.
Yeah, right there, I'm out.
Yeah.
Dunzo.
That's right, MAGA.
Okay. Friday, The Cool Kids.
I wanted to watch this.
Oh,
I forgot about this. I thought it was starting this week, but
how come when I type in The Cool Kids, Last Man Standing shows up as the top story? Ugh. A comedy about rowdy, ragtag group of friends living in a retirement community who are willing to break every rule to have fun because at their age, what do they really have to lose?
Honestly, I want to watch this for no other reason than the head of ski school.
Yeah, he's in it. I remember seeing the trailer for this.
I don't care about any of the other characters. He's the only one I care about.
All right, I'm going to have to set this to record.
So, yeah, it has David Allen Greer, Martin Mull, Leslie Jordan, Vicki Lawrence, Jamie Farr.
Yeah, people I like.
I think Jamie Farr is only there for 1 episode, but it is a fun show. It is very much a throwback. But, well, if you like these actors, it's a show to watch. Seeing Vicki Lawrence back on television is worth it all by itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they're in a not a nursing home, they're in a retirement community. Martin Mull plays somebody who seems to have a relatively shady background, and apparently whose family told him that he was forced to be there and didn't realize it was a retirement community that he could leave. Vicki Lawrence plays a character who has just shown up, and David Allen Greer, I think he pretty much just plays David Allen Greer. Because has David Allen Greer ever not played David Allen Greer?
Maybe once on In Living Color.
Yeah,
that's about it.
And Leslie Jordan plays the gay one.
Let's see here. David Allen Greer in Wikipedia. What is he?
Okay. This is perfect. This is the quote. This is the quote of the night.
Mindless entertainment is sometimes just what you need.
Yes.
And that is why our podcast numbers keep going up.
That's right. It is. That's a philosophy our podcast lives on.
So, yeah, the Cool Kids, definite watch the show. Definitely not. I mean, there are 2 shows every week that are a must watch for me of the non-reality type. And that is 911 and The Good Place. Those two I have to watch. None of the rest of these that we've talked about are on the I have to watch list. But they are on the I will definitely watch. And if I need to be cheered up, I will watch The Cool Kids.
Yeah. I was just looking to see if David Allen Greer ever played any real roles, and I'm not seeing it.
Hello, in the Army now.
Was he in the Army now, or are you thinking about McHale's Navy?
No, in the Army now. He played the dentist with Pauly Shore.
Okay, but Pauly Shore was a water boy.
Yeah, he was a dentist.
Oh, okay.
Who joined the Army Reserve and became a water boy.
Okay,
that's not a movie I've seen.
In the Army now, you've not seen?
Has Pauly Shore in it. I don't watch Pauly Shore.
Oh my God, no! You've got to watch that one.
Pauly Shore, Andy Dick.
Yeah,
two reasons to not watch that movie.
That's a great movie.
Lori Petty, David Allen Greer.
Oh, it's an amazing movie. Oh, it was like the high. So Pauly Shore, Lori Petty, David Allen Greer, Andy Dick, S.I. Morales Jr. It was a Buena Vista Pictures. It was 88 minutes long, man. That was a perfect runtime. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute.
Ah, Pauly Shore movies. I love Pauly Shore movies.
Colin, we talked about this. Even though it's not a new show, I guess you watched 911.
Yes.
The two. I thought that this was a good return for that show.
Yes. They got a lot of money in that thing, too.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why they're continuing tonight.
And I like the two new characters that were introduced.
Yes.
Normally, when they bring in a character to fill in a role vacated by one of the main stars, and of course I'm referring to Connie Britton, who left, and they brought in Jennifer Love Hewitt to kind of take her place in the cast. Normally, that's not a good thing, but I think this is one of those times where her character is actually adding to the cast.
Now, I am secretly hoping... Hey, Connie Britton was never supposed to be on it for longer than one season, because she was already scheduled to be on a different show. Mm-hmm. So that's why she only had a 1-year contract. I am secretly hoping her other show fails, so that she can go back.
What is her other show?
Just a second.
For those that are curious, I'm eating pumpkins only Brock's candy.
And side note, the new fireman, he actually was one of the main dancers in one of the Step Up movies on Veer. Just an FYI.
She's on, let's see, she's on something called Dirty John.
The hell is that? I never even heard of that.
Apparently it's still filming.
Sounds like something you should ask housekeeping to take care of.
She's also on something called Smilf.
Smilf? Is that a stepmom?
Single mom in love forever.
Oh, Jesus God. Okay, so she'll be back in season 3, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so
Smilf is already done.
All right.
And then she's also on something called Mustang. Anyway,
okay,
she's lots of stuff.
Next day on the calendar.
It's you.
Is it? It's me.
Yep.
Okay, so God friended me. It was on last night. All right, so when I saw the previews for this, I thought, oh, they're making another early edition. Okay, because early edition, the whole idea was the guy got the newspaper the day before, God or some other power sent it to him to ask him to do good things. Okay, in this TV show iteration, you have an atheist who has a podcast. Go figure. I don't know what his numbers are compared to us. I don't know if we're competing for the same audience or not. But anyway, we don't denounce God, so we'll take all religious listeners away from him. Thanks. But his dad is a pastor. Okay, obviously not a priest, or he wouldn't have a son and a daughter. And the daughter and the sister runs a bar, or at least is a bartender. That's how much I've gathered here. Okay, so the son, new guy, haven't seen him in a whole lot. The dad, though, seen him before. Anybody remember Henry Deacon from Eureka? Because that's him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays a pastor, a chess-playing pastor. Now, what was interesting was that so this guy gets a friend request from God. The atheist gets a friend request from God. Decline. decline. Oh, burning bush. He waves it off, because kids come running out of the place, and the owner of the store goes, "Damn kids throwing cigarettes in my pots again," and he goes, whatever. Holds his phone up to a cloud where the cloud looks like the icon, exactly like the icon on the phone from the friend request. I mean, like identical. All right. Finally hits confirm. Name pops up. God recommends so-and-so as a friend. Huh? Same time, that guy who he just got a friend request from, or suggested friend, bumps into him arguing with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's arguing with him, says, no, it's over, I'm done, we're through. Gets into a cab, drives away. Guy looks shocked, goes down in the subway. Now, I'm not giving away anything that's not in the trailer, okay? So this is all in the trailer. So, atheist, confused by all this, follows the guy down into the subway. Guy is about to step in front of an oncoming subway train, okay? Atheist guy pulls him back. Miles is his name. Pulls him back. Guy turns around and Miles goes, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "I think you just saved my life." All right? Boom! We have God in the middle of this thing, But, of course, Miles doesn't believe it because Miles doesn't believe in God, okay? We find out why later. I won't give that away. Then he gets another friend request. Turns out it's for a reporter, okay? Now, Miles thinks it's a big con job, okay? So he has his friend who's a hacker try and find God. Who's God, all right? Where's God's IP address? Turns out, Mike, big shock, God's IP address is in New Jersey, which is funny because I thought of you more like Noah. But, hey, God, go for it, okay?
Well, look, Dave lives in Jersey now.
Okay.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Does he still own the domain name jackoff4jess.us? So, write it down if you don't get it, guys. So anyway, so they're trying to figure out this whole thing. Meanwhile, his sister's trying to push him to get back together with his dad because, of course, what does an atheist and a priest have in common? Nothing. All right. So, I mean, it's kind of an intriguing show because you don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, like I said, it is very reminiscent of Early Edition, but with this little technological twist. And there's some interconnects with everybody that God puts him together with that make this whole thing work. And so, I'm at least going to watch the next episode to see where they go. Because everybody that God connected him with in the first episode is all somewhat related. Now, at the end of the episode, he gets another friend suggestion, but you don't know where that one's going to go. So I'll watch the next episode and see, okay, is this going to be just like Early Edition where he's got to go, he's got to be a good guy and, save somebody, or how are they going to differentiate between the old show and this one? And how are they going to play the relationship between him and his dad? Because, boy, it seems like it's getting healed awfully quickly. So if they want that to be a long-running narrative, I don't know how they're going to drag that out. So, good show, though. Yeah. I do like the characters. The characters are pretty fun. The acting is very good. I like the guy who played the priest, and that's probably one of the reasons why I like this show so much, is because I'm just like, oh, Henry Deacon's back on the air. I like him. I don't know what the hell his real name is, but I liked him in that. Love Eureka.
So we can kind of continue this next show too.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because we have a bunch of other shows that are coming out or premiering in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
So
did you guys know there's a new rock show coming out? Like from The Rock?
Oh, it's like an arena type show.
It's called
right?
Titan Games. I followed him on Instagram, and boy, does he like to post.
Yeah, he does.
We'll get the list together of any other new shows.
Yeah, and if you guys who are listening have watched any of the shows, make sure to comment and let us know what you thought. Tell us if we were wrong about it.
Yep.
Tell us if you agreed. Are you planning on watching any of them? All that kind of stuff. We don't ask for your opinion enough, and we want to know what you guys think. So make sure to comment in the thread for this video what you're watching, and if you're going to keep watching it after the first episode.
Colin?
Yep.
Want to explain this?
Right. We went to the Halloween party at Disney World, and they give out trick-or-treat candy, and Well, let's just say my mom was wearing a Labyrinth shirt, the movie Labyrinth. And one of the trick-or-treat places we went through, they started putting candy in, and the other one says to the other one, nope, she has a Labyrinth shirt. Filled up. And they filled her bag full of candy. So we have lots of chocolate bars. We'll probably... So apparently they're planning to get rid of it by giving them out to trick-or-treaters.
Or is this like special Disney chocolate?
No, it's just standard M&M's.
I was going to say, well, damn it, you could just throw some of that in with the ski that's supposed to get to me eventually.
Yeah, this was just,
all right,
standard Snickers. And
so before we go, we do have one movie review that we need to do.
Yes.
Okay, it's called Play the Game. It was one of the movies that we wanted to watch. And so if you guys don't mind, I'll go first because I was the one that suggested this, and so I'm really curious to see what you guys say about it. So I want to get mine kind of out of the way.
Yep.
All right. So Play the Game. It's not every day that a movie that my mother suggests is something that I actually end up watching, but in this one instance, my wife decided that we would give it a chance. You see, traditionally, my mom has terrible taste in movies, and at the end of one of her suggestions, my wife and I look at each other and ask ourselves, what in the world we just sat through? It's like most of the weeks of this review segment. Well, for once, Mom found something that didn't suck and actually had an interesting plot. The fact that it included a couple of well-known stars obviously didn't hurt it at all either. So to those of you out there, I say trust your mom every once in a while, but remain skeptical. So Play the Game. It's a movie revolving around a grandfather and his grandson, where grandson, played by Paul Campbell, who some might remember from the Knight Rider reboot and others from Battlestar Galactica, I have to say, he's a pretty good actor in this film, and for the most part, it looks effortless for him to play the role. It's a bit of a shame that his IMDb is a little Spartan, although if you have the time, you should really give it a read. It's obvious that he writes and updates it himself. Another good mark for someone playing that they are genuinely are who they say they are, and therefore makes it much easier for them. Playing the grandfather to Campbell is an old favorite from everyone's childhood and someone who needs little, if any, introduction, Andy Griffith. If you don't know who he is, then I have to question if you're old enough to be listening to the show or smart enough. This was the last film Griffith made before passing away, but you wouldn't be able to tell that he had lost a single step from his performance. He plays the part of a senior citizen grandfather who'd lost his wife and doesn't know how to get back into dating like a pro, and makes me wish we had specific awards for acting in our reviews. Honestly, one of the finest elderly performers of any time. Opposite these two strong leads are the females, which by no means indicates they are any less important to the story. In fact, they are the whole reason for it. While Campbell's character, David, is helping his grandfather Joe find a new companion, he himself is searching and trying to win the heart of the granddaughter of Joe's lady love, who goes by the name of Julie, and is played by Marla Sokoloff. You would know her best from her role on The Practice. Playing her grandmother is Doris Roberts of Everybody Loves Raymond fame. These two play a wonderful pair on screen, and you could really believe the relationship. I won't give away anything too telling about the movie, but I will say that if you need a date night movie or are in the mood for a classic 80s romance comedy, then this is the movie for you. I'm happy that the genre hasn't died because, honestly, we are lacking in this area today. The acting is great, the feelings seem genuine, and you can't help but smile, laugh, and get emotionally involved in these two love stories unfolding in front of you. I have to give this movie a shnikes. It's a rare thing, but it's just that good. Mom, you hit a home run with this one. Now stop while you're on top.
Okay.
That's my take.
Mike, you mind if I go second?
Right ahead.
So, this movie came incredibly close to being DNF.
Okay.
Because we watched it last night, and we were so bored after an hour. And I looked at it and I said, oh my goodness, it has another 45 minutes. Why is this movie an hour and 45 minutes long? Oh, it's still going. I will say it is well acted. This is a cross between a relationship movie, a romance movie, and a caper movie. Because it's romancing through capering. And as a single person, I saw this relationship thing and all these things they're doing, and I'm like, I'm going to stay single if this is the way the world really is, because I cannot live in this world where everybody has to trick everybody else into having a relationship with each other. Oh. So anyway, I did finish the movie this morning, so I could actually say that I finished the movie. I will say the last 45 minutes are better than the first hour. Did you mention that the entire Howard family is in this movie?
No.
Other than Ron Howard himself, everybody else shows up. So Rance Howard's in this movie playing a competitor for Doris's for the character Rose with Andy Griffith. And Andy Griffith's son is being played by Ron Howard's brother, the ugly one who was in Star Trek. No, Rance and I can't remember the guy's name, the other Howard, but basically they're usually only in movies directed by Ron Howard.
Yeah, Clint Howard.
Clint Howard. So it was kind of interesting seeing them in the movie. As far as I could tell, I looked through all the IMDb listings. I did not see Ron Howard's name anywhere. So I'm just going to guess it's because Andy Griffith brought them in. I don't know. Yeah, so the last part of the movie was good. I think the entire movie was just too long. And if they could have trimmed a bunch, then I would have liked it. In fact, I would have liked a lot if it was shorter. Big problem for a movie like this, with my family at least, is it's way too predictable for us. We basically have written the entire movie in our heads as we're watching it. And when the movie just continues exactly as it's been written in our heads, we get really bored. But I will give it a smile. It's much better than it was going to get. It's a good thing it had a good ending.
Okay. So, I'm going to disagree with Shaggy in a minute.
Okay.
It's pretty sad when I started watching this movie that the tone was set, that the first trivia item on X-Ray is that this was Andy Griffith's last acting role. And suddenly, the tone is inspired because there's the dude that works at Trader Joe's. Awesome. The grandson gives dating tips to Grandpa, but he doesn't dress him up. He takes him out and he's got the high-waisted, Taylor Swift pants on. There's the man, Clint Howard. Has he ever been in a bad movie? Be honest. He's not. If Clint Howard is in your movie, you're going to make bank. So Grandpa's idea of where the women meet up is the women's restroom. I guess that's kind of brilliant when you think about it. Andy Griffith, dressed as a card-carrying member of the Wu-Tang Clan, going to the gym to meet women, one of the best things I've ever seen. Now, here's where I'm going to disagree with Shaggy about Marla, what she's known for. I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I know this woman. I know. That's Gia from Full House. She's there talking about, what kind of girl do you think I am? Bitch, you're the one that got stepped smoking in the 3rd grade. What kind of girl are you? Grandma's in the community. At that point, you kind of see where this is going. Nobody in this retirement home has ever heard of a cordless phone. The movie does really remind me of how cute old people can be. Like, you'll be out and you see like an old couple that are still in love, and old people are so cute. It kind of reminds me that they're not all like Bill Cosby. That's pretty rich, telling her to be honest about her feelings, and he's not. Out of gas. Does that shit really work? Did it ever work? Oh, sorry, we're out of gas. That hasn't worked since the 50s. I mean, nowadays, especially like the Mercedes, like when he's driving, those cars, they scream at you when you're alone. Like, hey, dude, range is only 30 miles. The old lady spiked his drink with Viagra. And that was enough Viagra to kill an elephant. It is illegal to ride in a car that is being towed. Let alone have sex in a car that is being towed. She took her dentures out. If my life ever gets to the point where I'm drinking packs of Metamucil at the bar, I'm giving any listener here, you guys, permission to just shoot me. Now, screw Colin's tips and tricks for buying a new car. New plan. Find the car salesman who was on the verge of living out the movie falling down and exploit him on his last day at work. And did anybody not see the twist coming at the end? Just curious. I still give this one a big old ear-to-ear smile. Seeing Billy from the Knight Rider reboot and Battlestar Galactica, which ironically he played the same, his characters had the same name in both movies. Seeing him find love after Dee shot herself on the Galactica was pretty awesome. And the fact that he hooked up with Gia made it even more awesome because she did turn into a good girl, after all. She's one of the few Full House kids, by the way, that if you look online, you can't find bad pictures of her. Don't ask me how I know this. Asking for a friend. But yeah, I give this one a big old ear smile. I think Andy Griffith really shone in this movie. And this sadly, this makes two weeks now. Well, this is the second time in the last 3 shows that an older actor gave a really great performance in what was their last role.
Yeah.
The other one being the last movie star.
Well, and if you remember, we also did the Robin Williams last movie, too. We watched that one during the Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
So, we find these movies, and we don't, look for them on purpose, but we do find them, and it's interesting that sometimes it's some of their best work ever.
Yep. So, should we do one movie for next time as well?
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea if we just picked one, since we're going to be watching TV as well.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
When we knocked Hick Trek off.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I started watching Dead Drift.
Okay.
Let's just do that.
We can just watch Dead Drift.
No.
Oh, okay. You want okay.
Okay.
Shaggy, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Colin, this would be a reason for you to want to do this.
English accents?
No. This movie was actually a 12-episode web series. That they spliced all the episodes together into a movie. Now, here's the problem. The cinematography is very much like the opening scene, or the cut scenes for Mystery Science Theater 3000, where it's one person in frame against the background, and they kind of bounce back and forth.
Yeah, no.
So...
No.
Okay, good.
We'll just let's just go ahead and make that a puke officially.
Okay. All right. So
how many do we have?
We have 42.
19.
19 is on Netflix. Let's see if it's still available. Hold on, I'm checking. Since I finally figured out. Yeah, I can just click on the damn link from the suggestion sheet. Okay. Yep, it is. Oh, it's a Netflix original called When We First Met. A comedy time travel movie I do not have high hopes for, and I'm going to tell you why, because it's got the movie the dude from, what's it called? That
Game
crappy...
Over Man?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Adam Devine.
Oh, okay.
Adam Devine. Yeah, so it is during Avery Martin's engagement party, Noah Ashby recalls his and Avery's first meeting during a Halloween party 3 years earlier, and is sad to see her engaged to perfect Ethan instead of him, drunk and being driven home by Avery's photographer roommate, Carrie Gray. Noah admits he is secretly in love with Avery, but on the night they met, Avery only saw him as a good friend and met Ethan the next day. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Friend Zone.
Oh, and he's repeating the engagement party.
So this is
Noah realizes he can reuse the photo booth to go back in time and... Okay, so there's a photo booth.
Oh, no, Colin's hanging his head. Colin.
No, this is just not my favorite genre.
You don't like time travel movies?
No, time travel part is great. Especially the stupid time travel stuff. But
I don't like Adam Devine movies.
Yeah, it's the Adam Devine relationship thing just does not make any sense. Although it's not as bad as the other guy that... The one who I think was in American Pie.
Speaking of which, I watched the beginning of Trailer Park Sharks. Oh, I had to turn that off after 15 minutes. It was
I finally just deleted it off my DVR.
The visuals were horrible. So anyway, Okay, we've been going on.
Oh no, it's got the dude from the hot tub, the puke tub in it.
All right, folks, you've been listening to PTR Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Remember, go to ptrradio.com. You can find out more information about the show. All of our contact information is there, along with a link to our podcast, so that if you miss a live show, you can make sure and download it via the feed. We do like you to subscribe to the podcast. That way you can make sure you get everything, as well as we can count you as one of our 570 subscribers. That's right. There's over 570 of you people that occasionally will download an episode. So, with that said, our next show will be on the 15th. That's right, October 15th, we'll be back and doing another show for you guys. So don't miss out on that.
I may have some 8-man goeth.
Oh, right.
Because next week I'm driving up to Maine.
Ooh, sounds good. Okie doke, folks. That's going to do it for us this evening. Don't forget, you can always get in touch with the show at PTR Radio, or you can text our number, 217-787-0232 at any time. We'll take those texts from you. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8-Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.